understanding what a computer is, what a computer does, is possible using only this slide in a very extremely abstract way, where you say that there is a device which is called a computer, and that computer, what it does for you is called processing. It processes, and processing is a really vague term, but when put into context of computers, processing means that you change numbers or text or images from one format to another, right? So so many things can be described as processing, like you take a picture and you improve the performance, sorry, the looks of the picture using some, or you apply filters to the image, that will be processing. Or you write a text document and you change the appearance of that text document, that will be called processing. Similarly, the more appropriate, you can say, processing example would be that you want to find out a pattern in a data set, or for example, that may be again slightly vague for you. So for example, you want to find out in an image whether there is a person's face in that image or not. So this is because we are humans, we have the ability, we have intelligence in our brains, so we are able to look at a picture and simply tell that okay, there is the face of of a human, right? But for a computer, there are tiny dots. The dots are called pixels, and those pixels, they don't mean anything. They have only one property. They have two properties: their location, number one, and number two, their color. Computer only has millions and millions of pixels, all independent, every pixel having its location and its color. How can a computer tell whether the set of pixels, some group out of those bigger set of pixels, is actually the face of a human? It will take a lot of processing and some kind of what we call program that is able to detect a set of pixels inside all of those large set of pixels to be a face of a. And to just to give you you know better than me that how well computers are able to do that these days, taking a set of pixels and telling the as an output. So the input for that would, in this example, would be a raw image which only has pixels, and the output of this example would be that you were able to tell us, the user, that there is a face of a human inside this picture. So this took a lot of processing power and very good program to do that. So now I would start talking in English, and let's see if वो जिब्रिश उसने पिक कर लिया था, थोड़ा सा डिले है उसके अंदर, लेकिन एक्यूरेट बोलना पड़ता है. लेकिन आई वुड स्टार्ट टॉकिंग, उसने पुराना मेरा जुमला, एंड लेट्स सी इफ इट वुड बी. So I was speaking and the computer was writing. So what do you think? How would I fill this picture? Like, what is the input? What is the output? What is the processing? The input would be like raw waveforms, my voice, right? The processing will be detecting words in these, raw waveforms, and then matching those words with dictionary or maybe grammatical some kind of thing, and coming up with proper sentences. A lot of thing going on, stuff being done over there, and then coming up with exact text, like exact letters and text and words and sentences. So this is what the computer is doing for us. And that example actually leads you to understand that all your phones are computers, laptop is a computer, your desktop PC is a computer, your web server is a computer, your cloud computing storage space, Colabs, is a computer. So all of these things are computers. They receive input information. They receive input which is called data. So in this course particularly, we define data as something which does not have any meaning to the computer. The computer has no. It's just a set of pixels. It's just a signal, waveform, raw thing, that will be called data, and the useful information in that data will be called information. So data, the computer takes in data as input and transforms that data into information, which will be the output of the computer. So if I say that I want to give input to the computer in images form, so what hardware do I need to send this data to the computer? Image or picture. What is the hardware that I need to use to send my picture to the computer? That will be the camera. Similarly, what thing do I need to have in order to send my voice to the computer as data? Microphone. So I can show you this. How do I what do I use? I use the keyboard and I type in thing, or a touch screen maybe. Or so if I want to receive the information from the computer, I mostly need a monitor, a screen you can say, or if I want to hear the information, I can use the speakers as output devices.
Like I am writing some words.
Right, so I am receiving the information in audio format, audible information. So I am using the speakers as output device. So there are various input devices to the computer, there are various input devices for the computer, and we use them all the time. And the computer performs the processing which is done under the control of a program which is stored inside the same computer, inside the same mobile, inside the same web server, or even your microwave oven, or your smart refrigerator. There are programs stored inside those computers and they do stuff for you. So I hope you guys fully understand what input is, what output is, what the difference between data and information, and what the computer is actually doing for you. Instead of just, and one of the examples you can see we will be looking at over here, you go to a Subway store, a Subway restaurant, you can say, and you ask the cashier to, no, so you give your order, you place your order, you tell them that I need 2 medium uh, drinks, I need 1 turkey sub, I need a Caesar salad, I need a bag of chips, I need cookies, and you immediately give the clerk on the counter you know a set of currency note like $20 or $100 or whatever you want to give right away. The per unit price is always known, it is always advertised, it is always shown on some place inside the store. So you know that cookie costs $0.39 each, but you want 3 cookies, right? So there will be different amount. So instead of doing everything, the clerk in his head, he inputs all the order inside a computer, and the computer simply multiplies the amount that you want per unit with per unit price, and then adds up all of these different things together to generate your total amount. So in this example, the data or the input would be your order, how many things you want for each different categories, and the information would be your bill. We call it a bill or receipt. So the cashier prints out the receipt where he inputs the input amount that you gave him $20, and the computer the computer knew that the order is of the value of the order is 1312. So the change of the user would be 688. So the clerk didn't have to do this on his own, and now this piece of paper will be information which is the output of the computer as a result of the processing. So this is what's going on, right? And then the internet is a combination of so many different networks and businesses and education institutions, and all of them connected using satellites, under the sea, fiber optic cables, and copper wires, and Wi-Fi networks, and 4G 5G networks. So it's a collection of all of those things. And this picture that you see over here is the physical implementation of the internet, where the internet consists of different types of devices, from end terminals to user end terminals to back end terminals, like stations like these, and then satellites which are absolutely not visible to any of the users per se, as far as the usage of the internet is concerned. But on top of this physical implementation, there is something which is visible to us as a logical entity, which is called the World Wide Web. And World Wide Web is something which is a logical entity which is built on top of all of that physical implementation. And these are set of standards, you can say, which govern how we communicate on the internet, how we talk to each other in ways which are defined very well using standards which are laid out by people who maintain the World Wide Web, right? So the web, in short, consists of worldwide collection of electronic documents. Each of them is called a web page, and a website is a collection of related web pages, and a web server is a computer that delivers requested web pages to your computer. So the web server is a remote computer which has your complete website stored on it, and you're able to access that the files of your websites from anywhere around the world, as long as you're connected to the internet and you're giving the right address for that. By address I mean the location of the files or your website where it is stored. And then there is an example of a web page, you can say, where you can see different types of media on the same page, like text. So a web page can consist of text links, video links, pointer to a link, By video link, we mean that it is something that looks like a picture, and when you click that picture, a video will start playing. And similarly, by text link, we mean a text is written, and if you use the mouse to click or use the touch screen to tap over this text link, a new web page with some new information can open up. And similarly, a pointer to a link means that this will lead you to a sorry, this hand kind of thing. Whenever you hover over, simply take your mouse and drag it above the surface of a link, the cursor changes to a shape which is sort of like pointing towards that link, and nothing really too important. And then there are different types of graphics, like pictures and shapes and different types of colors used in them. And then there are graphic links. So graphic links are pictures which are used as links. So if you click this graphic, you may be taken to some new place inside the website. And then there is the text. The text is obviously there are too many different types of text written on a single web page, which give you information about the website. And then there are audio links. When you press audio link, you will hear something being played in the audio format. So yes, so um, if you have a computer, if you have an operating system running on that computer, so you need some method of accessing a functionality which is not directly built inside your computer, and that is to access the access internet which is on a remote location, the web pages on the internet. So you need a software. There are different names. So sometimes you call it a software, then you call it applications, or you call it apps. You call them apps as well. So you can install the app or the application or the software, as you guys said, on your operating system. The operating system could be Windows, could be Ubuntu, could be Android, could be Mac OS, could be iOS. All of these are operating systems on which you install a web browser. Most of them nowadays, they come with a default web browser. So for example, Ubuntu comes with Mozilla Firefox, Windows comes with Internet Explorer, Google also have their operating system which is called Chrome OS. Chrome OS comes with obviously and naturally Google Chrome by default. And then there is so for the iOS and the Mac OS. The Mac OS comes with Safari, and these are different browsers. So these are pieces of code, or their applications which are installed inside an operating system, which we use to access a particular website. And this is not something which is so in new devices. They have tried to blur the lines of applications and users' point of view of using a particular thing inside the computer. So whenever you install, for example, Android, or start a new device of Android, you really don't feel like you are using a browser explicitly. But no matter how embedded it feels like into the operating system, it is definitely a separate standing separate application, a browser, which is a program. So another word for application is program. So it's a program which is running in your or which can be run in your operating system, and that the functionality or the objective of that program is to allow you to access websites or web pages on the internet. So this is a picture that shows the parts of a typical web browser. And let's zoom in a bit and see what these parts are. So this part is called the back button. Actually every browser must have a back button. Sometimes it is hidden, sometimes it is explicitly shown just like this. And then there is a text box in which you can type in the address of the website that you want to access. And these are tabs. Web pages appear in display area, which sometimes is tabular. In most of the modern operating systems, you can have modern browsers, you see tabs. And then there are different types of links and scroll bar. The scroll bar allows you to scroll down the web page. And then there is the close button, which you can use to close this application. And this is example of one of the applications which use a lot of memory to run. So when we run browsers, um, the application takes up a lot of memory of your device for showing the websites, because the websites are really complex these days, and too much is being done behind the scenes to make the website visible to you, to make the web page visible to you. And that relates to a specific type of website. Now, search engine is a type of website, uh, and that website is opened inside the browser, right? And actually most of the times it is opened inside the browser. and you are able to use this search engine to look for contents, to look for different types of contents, and you simply type the words that you are researching, and the words and you press enter or press the search button, and you see all the results over here. And Google search engine is very famous, and then there is Bing, and then there is a couple of more. Microsoft has Bing, and then there is MSN or Yahoo. These are older search engines, but Google has really taken over the search engine domain a lot. And right, so then there are online social networks. These are again websites which are accessible through you know through the web browser. So by the way, and there comes the topic of digital safety and security, where you have to protect your computers and devices against viruses, malware, privacy, and you have to take care of privacy. You have to look for health concerns, and you have to be aware of environmental issues at all times. So all of these things are that we will be studying. So by the way, the introduction chapter is an introduction to the complete paradigm of computers and using them. And it's not just about the one particular topic. And the websites and digital safety and security also involves green computing, where you take care of the, or you consider or put your mind to, or focus on the electricity which is consumed for making computers, and the environmental waste, which is when you discard a computer or during the production of computers, what is the environmental waste. So if you have taken care of all of those things, or at least put some limits on that and followed the limits, it is called green computing. So there are standards which are defined by international organizations to have safe limits of all of these factors while production of computers and usage of computers. And the strategies for doing all of this can include recycling of computers, using energy efficient hardware and energy saving features, regulating manufacturing processes, extending the life of computers, immediately donating or properly disposing of replaced computers. So all of these are different factors that are a part of a bigger effort to harm the environment less and less by the usage of computers, because for one of the fact as one of the fact, we are pretty sure that computers are not going anywhere. They're going to have they will be produced in larger and larger amounts with coming time, and I can actually give you proofs of that, but I won't be going much deeper into this. So the computers are going to grow, the number of computers is going to grow, the number of users is going to grow. But we didn't have smartwatches some years back, but now almost everyone has started wearing a health band or a smartwatch which has a small computer installed inside of it. So it shows that the habits of humans are growing into using more and more devices and more computers, which is still predicted to follow the same trend in the future. So yeah, so that was about it for that topic. So one of the strategies I personally have followed is that you don't buy a computer uh, which you're going to you know let go very soon. You don't buy that. So system software has two parts. One is the operating system itself, and then there are the system applications, which are the tools to modify the operating system. So operating system is one type of system software, and then there are system applications or tools which are not part of the operating system, but they're sold or sent with the operating system by the publisher of the operating system. So and similarly, the applications which are not part of the operating system at all, I can make it, you guys can make it, anyone can make applications, and they can sell the applications as products to other people. These are called application programs or user applications or user programs. Really difficult to see the difference between the tools of the system software which are outside the operating system but made available with the operating system, and the application. So it's really difficult to tell the difference between tools and applications. So one of the example of that is Paint. Paint is a software, it's an application, no doubt about it that this is an application. You can do various things inside this application. You can draw, you can write, you can make different anything you want to make, you can make it over here. So really and by the way, Microsoft Windows has Paint 3D, which is in my opinion a really powerful you can say tool. So this is someone can say that this is an application. Someone could say that this is a tool, which is a tool of the operating system. So no one can really negate either of the statement, because it came to us with the operating system. It can be called a tool, a system software tool, and because it is something that has nothing to do with the operating system from any point of view, this can also be called an application, right? So this is where the lines really blur, and you cannot define clearly what these things are. But for example, if I use the uh, Windows, for example, I'm using this application. The name of this application is Microsoft Console for Microsoft Management Console, which is right now managing the Windows firewall. So this is something which is very much related to the inner workings of the operating system, which is Windows. And this is definitely not a user application. This is a tool. This is a system software which is directly modifying the behavior of the operating system, and you cannot separate this from the operating system, or delete it or uninstall it. You cannot do that. So and with that, you come to know of the word installing. So if you may have installed in iOS or in this Android, you may have installed applications. So what is the process of installing? What are the two parts of installing, or getting an app, you can say?
to
Yes,
install.
yes. So if you add the go to the Play Store, that would be one, and downloading it would be two, and installing it would be three. But if you say that the real two things are downloading and installing, then there are different kinds of communications and networks which are used, like chat rooms, email, fax, FTP, GPS, and so many other things, which are technologies or methods or of communicating online using different types of networks. Out of these, um, this is a type of network, and this is a type of technology, and this is a type of protocol, and this is a type of you can say uh, application type of thing. And so these are all different technologies mixed up together for doing different things. A communication device, on the other hand, is very well defined thing, which is a hardware capable of transferring items from computers and devices to transmission media and vice versa. So in this example over here, you can see a transmission device which is called a modem. So modem is a device which is used for communication. Similarly, this device, which is called the access point, sorry, this is called access point. Access point is a type of router which is used to convert your wired signals into wireless. And similarly, examples of wireless communication technologies include Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, cellular radio, etc. A network is a collection of computers. So a network, as I was saying, is a collection of computers and devices connected together wirelessly or using wired media. And there are different types of networks, like home networks, business networks, and there are different objectives to each of these. Like on home networks, you play multiplayer games. On business networks, you are more interested in sharing data, or even hardware. Like you are sharing a printer amongst your colleagues. So 10 employees are using the same printer for communicating or printing, sorry, printing. So 10 people are sending print to the same printer over the network, and one after the other their prints come out. Then the technology, the fields of real world where the technology is used, the list is should be endless, starting from education, government, finance, retail, entertainment, healthcare, science, travel, publishing, manufacturing, and medical, etc. All of those fields. And the people who use the technology can be home users, home office users, mobile users, power users, or enterprise users. There could be examples of all of these, but I think we've run out of time for today.